Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Centre provides over 16 crore 54 lakh vaccine doses free of cost to states and union territories so far. Over 15 crore 71 lakh beneficiaries inoculated with COVID vaccine jabs in the country. Country registers over 3 lakh recoveries within 24 hours on the second consecutive day. Over 3,68,000 COVID-19 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Haryana government imposes week-long lockdown in the state beginning today. Punjab imposes additional restrictions till 15th May. Counting underway for Panchayat polls in Uttar Pradesh. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges media professionals to act as a protective shield to our society against disinformation. Today's IPL cricket match postponed. Match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore to be rescheduled. As the number of COVID cases is on the rise, we appeal to our listeners to take all precautions and all those above 18 years of age to get vaccinated without any hesitation. The vaccination for persons aged between 18 and 44 has begun at designated facilities. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The Union government has provided over 16 crore 54 lakh vaccine doses free of cost to states and union territories so far. Of this, the total consumption of doses, including wastages, is over 15 crore 79 lakh. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said more than 75 lakh vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories. The ministry has assured that more than 59,70,000 vaccine doses will be provided to states and union territories within the next 3 days. The Health Ministry has said vaccination is a crucial pillar in the fight against the coronavirus, and a third phase of COVID-19 vaccination has already started in the country. The ministry has informed that the highest numbers of over 14,25,000 vaccine doses are available in Uttar Pradesh, followed by Bihar, wherein 8,69,000 doses are left to be administered to beneficiaries. The country has witnessed some respite from COVID-19 today after registering 4 lakh cases in a single day last week. Over 3,68,000 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. On the second consecutive day, the country has registered over 3 lakh recoveries within 24 hours. However, the active number of coronavirus cases is continuously rising in the country. As a result, the recovery rate is continuously declining in the country. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said over 1 crore 62 lakh patients have already recovered from COVID-19 so far. However, with the rising number of fresh cases, the recovery rate has further declined to 81.76%. The ministry has also said that there are over 34 lakh 13,000 active cases in the country at present, which comprises 17.13% of the total positive cases. The Health Ministry has said over 3,417 deaths have been reported in the country within 24 hours, taking the toll to over 2,18,000 across the country. Meanwhile, the Indian Council of Medical Research has informed that over 15 lakh tests for COVID-19 were conducted within 24 hours.
Over 15 crore 71 lakh beneficiaries have been inoculated with COVID vaccine jabs in the country so far. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that over 12 lakhs and 10,000 beneficiaries have been administered doses of the vaccine within 24 hours in the country. Maharashtra has maintained the top position in COVID-19 vaccination in the country. Yesterday, 46,693 citizens were vaccinated in the state in 592 sessions. The state is facing shortage of COVID-19 vaccines, due to which very few citizens have been inoculated in the last few days. A report.
A few days ago, Maharashtra has vaccinated more than 5 lakh citizens in one day, but now less than 50,000 citizens got doses in last few days. Due to the limited stock of the COVID-19 vaccines, Mumbai Municipal Corporation had already announced to halt the vaccination drive for the age group of 45 years and above, and beneficiaries in the age group of 18 to 44 are being inoculated at only 5 centers in Mumbai. On behalf of Pune Municipal Corporation, Mayor of Pune, Muralidhar Mohol, made the same announcement yesterday. Nagpur, Nashik and other local bodies are also inoculating the beneficiaries between 18 to 44 years. Many citizens are not able to get an appointment for vaccination due to limited doses. With Jivan Bhavsar, Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia said that mass vaccination for the youth of Delhi has begun. He said 301 centers in 76 schools have been operationalized for the administration of COVID vaccine doses to the people. Mr. Sisodia reviewed the preparedness of the vaccination drive in the schools today. He said Delhi government has set a target to establish 3,000 centers in 300 schools across the national capital. He urged the people to get vaccinated, saying that vaccination is the only tool to defeat coronavirus.
The Karnataka state government has sought a report on the death of 24 patients due to alleged lack of oxygen and other reasons in Chamarajanagar district. The Chief Secretary has been asked to initiate action against officials responsible for the lack of oxygen. Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has called an emergency cabinet meeting tomorrow to discuss the COVID situation. The Chamarajanagar district minister in charge, Suresh Kumar, has said all the deaths were not due to lack of oxygen. However, he added that a death audit has been sought from the district deputy commissioner. More from our correspondent.
Minister Suresh Kumar has informed that action will be taken against the officials responsible for the lack of oxygen in the Chamarajanagar district hospital that allegedly led to the death of 24 patients yesterday night. The health minister has been asked to rush to Chamarajanagar. Chief Minister will review the situation during the cabinet meeting tomorrow on the supply of essentials for the treatment of COVID patients. The state government has asked the railways to run oxygen express trains from Andhra Pradesh and Odisha to supply oxygen to the state. Efforts are also being made to set up COVID care centers with oxygenated beds, especially in Bengaluru, with highest case load. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has directed officials to pay special attention to high positivity districts of the state. He was addressing a meeting of the Corona Control Core Group. The Chief Minister said with the efforts of everyone, the slogans My Village Corona Free Village, My Locality Corona Free Locality and My City Corona Free City should be made successful. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
The 15 districts of the state have an average positivity rate of more than 25% for 7 days. Chief Minister instructed that home isolation system should be made perfect. 251 COVID care centers have been started in all 52 districts. Chief Minister informed that the state has continuous and adequate supply of oxygen. 7 new oxygen plants started functioning in the state. Most new oxygen plants will be completed by the end of May. Approval of 11 more oxygen plants has been received from the Government of India. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Uttar Pradesh, the present corona curfew has been extended for 2 more days. The curfew, which started from 8 p.m. on Friday and was scheduled to end at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, will now continue till 7 a.m. on Thursday. The state government has also decided to launch a massive COVID testing campaign in the villages for early detection of COVID patients to break the chain of COVID-19 spread. Meanwhile, a record of 297,000 COVID tests were conducted in Uttar Pradesh yesterday. In a positive development, the number of recovered patients is much higher than the newly infected patients for the second consecutive day. Uttar Pradesh currently has more than 295,000 COVID patients. The graph of positivity is also declining in major cities, including the state capital, Lucknow, which was the epicenter of the pandemic a few weeks back. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has announced complete lockdown from today till 9th of May all over the state in view of rising cases of COVID-19. The Chief Minister made the announcement while talking to media yesterday. Talking to AIR News, Haryana Health Minister Anil Vij said the lockdown will be for a week starting from today and decision has been taken to break the corona chain. A report.
Police is ensuring following of guidelines and orders issued for lockdown. Only those persons are coming out who are allowed to move due to their nature of job or those who are involved in the essential services. Haryana Health and Home Minister Anil Vij has said that decision has been taken in view of the rising cases in the state and to break the COVID chain in the state. He has appealed to the people to cooperate and stay in their homes so that the safety of all the citizens could be ensured. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
In Punjab, there will be no lockdown, but the Home Department has imposed additional restrictions. All shops selling non-essential items are to remain closed till May the 15th. An official spokesperson said the orders issued yesterday have come into force in all the districts with immediate effect. The spokesperson said that shops, except those of essential items, including chemist shops and shops selling milk, bread, vegetables, fruits, dairy and poultry products like eggs, meat, mobile repair, etc., will remain closed. The shops which have been exempted from COVID restrictions will adhere to COVID protocols. There will be no restriction on laboratories, nursing homes and all other medical establishments. The Gujarat government has extended interest waiver on repayment of crop loan from the cooperative sector till the 30th of June 2021. This was announced by Chief Minister Vijay Rupani in view of the second wave of COVID-19 in the state. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
According to NABARD's credit policy, the lenders in the cooperative sector provided short-term crop loans at 7% interest. The central government provided 3% rebate and the Gujarat government provided 4% rebate on these for timely repayment. The objective is to charge no interest on loans to encourage the farmers for timely repayment. The last date of repayment expired on 31st March for those farmers who had taken loans from the cooperative sector from 1st April to 30th September 2020. Realizing that many farmers were unable to return the loan due to extraordinary crisis, Gujarat government has decided to extend the period of repayment of loan till 30th June. The state government decided to reimburse the full interest rebate on repayment made till 30th June. This decision will provide a big relief to the farmers who had taken a crop loans. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
In Jharkhand, there has been a notable decline in the number of active COVID-19 cases detected every day after almost 2 weeks. A total of 4,738 new COVID-19 cases were detected in the last 24 hours, taking the total count to 58,519. Meanwhile, the recovery rate has come down to 74.85%. Details from our correspondent.
With measures roped in by the state government to provide regular supply of oxygen to patients and provide oxygen-supported beds to COVID-19 patients at the earliest, around 4,541 patients have recovered from the viral infection. A total of 1,83,010 patients have recovered and have been discharged. A decline of 10% in the positivity rate has also been registered among the COVID-19 patients. Although the recovery rate is still as low as 74.85% in the state, the most infected district, Ranchi, has witnessed a downfall in the number of COVID-19 cases in the last 2 days. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
Telangana reported 5,695 fresh COVID cases during the last 24 hours. Currently, there are over 80,000 active cases in the state. The number of COVID cases reported so far in the state has gone up to 4,56,485. During the last 24 hours, 6,206 people recovered from the disease, taking the total number of recoveries to over 3,73,000. The recovery rate stands at 81.91%. Meanwhile, 49 people died due to COVID and other comorbidities in the state during the last 24 hours, taking the toll to 2,417. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Centre provides over 16 crore 54 lakh vaccine doses free of cost to states and union territories so far. Over 15 crore 71 lakh beneficiaries inoculated with COVID vaccine jabs in the country. Country registers over 3 lakh recoveries within 24 hours on the second consecutive day. Over 3,68,000 COVID-19 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Haryana government imposes week-long lockdown in the state beginning today. Punjab imposes additional restrictions till 15th of May. Counting underway for Panchayat polls in Uttar Pradesh. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges media professionals to act as a protective shield to our society against disinformation. And in today's IPL cricket match postponed, match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore to be rescheduled. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Overcoming all hurdles and finding new solutions, the Indian Railways is continuing its journey of bringing relief by delivering liquid medical oxygen to various states across the country. So far, the Indian Railways has delivered nearly 1,125 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen in 76 tankers to various states across the country. 20 oxygen expresses have already completed their journey, and 7 more loaded oxygen express trains are carrying around 422 metric tons of liquid oxygen in 27 tankers. The third oxygen express to Delhi, carrying 120 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen, is on its way from Durgapur and is expected to reach Delhi tomorrow. Telangana will receive its second oxygen express from Angul, carrying 60.23 metric tons of liquid oxygen. Haryana will receive its fourth and fifth oxygen expresses, carrying nearly 72 metric tons of liquid medical oxygen from Angul and Rourkela in Odisha. Another oxygen express with 85 tons liquid oxygen is on its way from Hapa in Gujarat and will reach Gurgaon for distribution in the NCR region. More oxygen expresses to Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Haryana and Delhi, carrying over 422 metric tons of medical oxygen in 7 oxygen express trains, are on their way. The centre has increased liquid oxygen quota to Bihar from 194 metric tons to 214 metric tons in view of the increasing consumption of oxygen in the state. The centre has also allocated 44,500 vials of remdesivir injections to the state. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said cryogenic tanks of 15 to 20 metric tons will be set up in 10 medical colleges of the state. Mr. Pandey said the state government has taken the decision to buy 500 concentrators to meet the demand of oxygen in different government and private hospitals. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, in pursuance of the Lieutenant Governor's directions regarding augmentation of oxygen facilities in the hospitals, a 1,200-litre per minute LPM oxygen generation plant has been commissioned at the old block of Government Hospital, Gandhinagar, Jammu. The hospital has been notified as a designated COVID hospital. AIR Jammu correspondent reports, with the commissioning of the plant, the hospital has become self-sufficient in meeting the medical oxygen needs, and it can cater to 92 beds at a time. The plant will substantially augment the availability of medical oxygen in the present oxygen bank, reducing the dependence on manual oxygen cylinders.
World Press Freedom Day is being observed today. This day is celebrated on 3rd of May every year. This year's World Press Freedom Day theme, Information as a Public Good, serves as a call to affirm the importance of cherishing information as a public good. In his message, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all governments to do everything in their power to support a free, independent and diverse media. He said in too many countries, journalists and media workers face censorship, abuse, harassment, detention and even death simply for doing their jobs. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has greeted the media fraternity on this occasion of World Press Freedom Day. Mr. Naidu said in the age of information, media professionals play a critical role in bringing out reliable and verified facts. He said that media professionals act as a protective shield to our society against disinformation. Mr. Naidu urged media professionals to always remain committed to the cardinal principles of journalism like truthfulness, objectivity, accuracy, impartiality and fairness. The Vice President commended media professionals for working tirelessly in bringing information to the people during the pandemic. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will embark on a 4-day visit to London beginning today to participate in a meeting of foreign ministers of G7 countries. India has been invited to the meeting as a guest country. The G7 members are Britain, US, Canada, France, Germany, Italy and Japan. The meeting is expected to discuss ways to deal with the coronavirus pandemic, besides several other pressing issues facing the world.
In Assam, political activities to form the next government in the state are expected to gain momentum after the BJP's parliamentary committee meeting. A senior party functionary said the top leaders of the state, BJP, are expected to meet informally in Guwahati today to discuss the further course of action. The BJP has won 60 seats while Ahom Gana Parishad got 9 seats. Another ally, UPPL, won 6 seats. Party sources said the parliamentary committee is to take a call on who will be the next chief minister of the state. Talking to AIR Guwahati correspondent yesterday, Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal expressed gratitude to the people of the state for reposing trust in the good work of the party. He also thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, party functionaries including National President JP Nadda for their support for the continuous welfare of the state. In Kerala, the CPM-led LDF is all set to form the new government. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan handed over his resignation letter to Governor Arif Mohammed Khan today. The CPIM and the LDF will soon begin discussions regarding the formation of the new government. The CPIM State Secretariat meeting scheduled to be convened tomorrow will also discuss the matter in detail. Prior to this, members of the State Politburo will also convene a meeting to discuss and decide further proceedings. In Tamil Nadu, out of the 234 constituencies, DMK-led Democratic Progressive Alliance has won in 159 constituencies and AIADMK-led NDA Alliance has secured 75 constituencies. The total vote percentage of the winning alliance is 39.67, while the opposition alliance had a share of 35.91. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edapadi Palaniswamy tendered his resignation today. DMK leader M.K. Stalin held discussions with the Chief Secretary Rajiv Ranjan and State Health Secretary Radhakrishnan on the present COVID situation.
In Puducherry, National Democratic Alliance NDA has secured majority in the 30-member assembly and is all set to form a government. The NDA in Puducherry consists of All India NR Congress, BJP and AIADMK. All India NR Congress has won 10 seats and BJP bagged 6 seats. On the other hand, the rival front member DMK has won 6 seats and Congress 2 seats. 6 seats have gone to independents. In West Bengal, ruling Trinamool Congress has retained power for the third term in a row, but Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee lost her own Nandigram seat. BJP's Suvendu Adhikari defeated Mamata Banerjee by a margin of 1,956 votes in the key Nandigram constituency. United Front, an alliance of Left Front Congress and the newly formed Indian Secular Front failed miserably. For the first time since independence, CPIM has scored a duck in West Bengal. Counting of votes for UP Panchayat elections is underway on the second day today. Counting continued overnight and all results are expected to be announced by this afternoon. Counting is taking place at 829 centres. The State Election Commission said 1,12,358 members of the Gram Panchayat, 16,510 Gram Pradhans and 35,812 members of Kshetra Panchayat have been elected so far. Lakhs of candidates who are in fray for over 7,32,000 seats in Gram Panchayat wards, more than 58,000 in Gram Panchayats, 75,852 in Kshetra Panchayats and 3,050 in Zilla Panchayats. Elections were held over 4 phases in the state. More than 3 lakh candidates were elected unopposed. The State Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements for counting. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has asked district magistrates and senior police officials to ensure proper COVID protocol at the counting centres.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the Education Department of Ramban District has intensified online classes through different digital platforms to enable the students of all government schools to continue their studies amidst the second wave of COVID-19. AIR Jammu correspondent reports that the department has started online classes for the students of class 1st to 12th after closure of schools in the wake of the surge in COVID-positive cases. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a virtual summit with his British counterpart Boris Johnson tomorrow. India and the UK have enjoyed a strategic partnership since 2004. It has been marked by regular high-level exchanges and growing convergences in diverse areas. The summit will be an important opportunity to elevate multifaceted strategic ties and enhance cooperation on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Both leaders will also discuss COVID-19 cooperation and the global efforts to fight the pandemic. The External Affairs Ministry said a comprehensive roadmap 2030 will be launched during the summit, which will pave the way for further expanding and deepening India-UK cooperation over the next decade across 5 key areas. These are people-to-people relationship, trade and prosperity, defence and security, climate action and healthcare.
At least 25 people are reported dead in a collision that took place early this morning between a speedboat and a sand-laden bulkhead on River Padma in Madhapuri, Shibjar Upzila in Bangladesh. Local police officials told the media that 25 bodies have been recovered so far. Divers from the local fire station and river police have joined the rescue operations. 5 people were rescued. Further details are awaited. Unseasonal rain has slashed in some parts of Maharashtra. Hailstorm was also witnessed in some parts yesterday. 9 persons died due to lightning at various places yesterday. There are reports of loss of lives of some cattle and other animals at various places due to the lightning. Heavy rain with gusty winds lashed Aurangabad, Beed, Parbhani and Hingoli districts, and it also damaged mango, banana, chiku and papaya orchards in these districts.
At the stock market, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange declined 350 points, or 0.7% to trade at 48,432 in afternoon session a short while ago. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange slipped 82 points, or 0.6% to 14,549. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, over telephone today. The two leaders exchanged views on the prevailing COVID-19 situation in India and the EU, including India's efforts to contain the second wave of COVID-19. The Prime Minister expressed his appreciation to the EU and its member states for mobilizing quick support for India's fight against the second wave of COVID-19. They noted that the India-EU strategic partnership was witnessing a renewed momentum since the last summit in July. The leaders agreed that the forthcoming India-EU leaders meeting on the 8th of this month in virtual format is an important opportunity to provide renewed momentum to the already multifaceted India-EU relationship.
In IPL cricket, the match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore slated for today has been rescheduled after 2 Kolkata Knight Riders players tested positive. Delhi Capitals defeated Punjab Kings by 7 wickets at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad last night. In another match, Rajasthan Royals defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad by 55 runs at Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi last evening. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast. National capital Delhi is having partly cloudy sky. The maximum temperature will be around 40 degrees Celsius. The minimum was 25 degrees. Mumbai with partly cloudy sky will see a maximum temperature of around 34 degrees Celsius, rising from a lower level of 26 degrees. Kolkata is having a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The city temperature will move from a minimum of 26 degrees to a maximum of around 37 degrees. Chennai is witnessing partly cloudy sky. The upper limit of temperature will be 35 degrees Celsius, while the lower limit was 27 degrees. Srinagar is facing mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening. The temperature will hover between 12 and 28 degrees Celsius. Jammu is having a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening. The temperature will rise from a minimum of 24 degrees to a maximum of around 39 degrees. Leh is witnessing partly cloudy sky, and the upper limit of temperature will be around 19 from minimum of minus 3 degrees Celsius. Gilgit is having mainly clear sky, while the temperature will move from minimum of 11 to a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, the sky is sunny. The temperature will increase from a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius to a maximum of around 26 degrees. Dehradun is experiencing partly cloudy sky with the possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The upper limit of temperature will be around 34 from a minimum of 21 degrees.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre provides over 16 crore 54 lakh vaccine doses free of cost to states and union territories so far. Over 15 crore 71 lakh beneficiaries inoculated with COVID-19 vaccine jabs in the country. Country registers over 3 lakh recoveries within 24 hours on the second consecutive day. Over 3,68,000 COVID-19 cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Haryana government imposes week-long lockdown in the state beginning today. Punjab imposes additional restrictions till 15th May. Counting underway for Panchayat polls in Uttar Pradesh. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges media professionals to act as a protective shield to our society against disinformation. And today's IPL cricket match postponed, match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore to be rescheduled. And with that, we end the midday news.